I do realize that I'm a bit tardy to the party when it comes to talking about minimalism and that it's not trendy and fashionable anymore. But I do have to say that at the heart, I am a minimalist and that getting rid of my stuff has greatly improved my life and given me some life skills about the stuff I buy, the people I hang out with, the things I do, where it's just better. But it does have some of its drawbacks and challenges that you have to get through if you want to experience the full benefits of the idea of minimalism. Here are the 5 hardest things about being a minimalist. Being confronted by the sheer amount of stuff that you have accumulated over the years and going through every single piece of thing that you own, knowing what to keep and knowing what to get rid of, is really challenging. But for a lot of us, once we do finally Marie Kondo our entire lives, it can help us get to the point where we don't think much about the things that we have anymore and that we can just think about living our lives more. It's really difficult to say goodbye to some of our things that we know that we shouldn't keep around anymore. But in the end, having the mental headspace to live your life however you want is worth it. Figuring out how much is enough. When I was in the process of paring down my possessions essentially to the only things that I absolutely needed when I was traveling around, because rocket surgery here, extra weight means harder to carry and travel. It can be easy to fall into the mindset of trying to get rid of every single little thing that you absolutely don't need, and this is something that's not super productive. I got down to the very details of my life. Oh, do I really need contact lenses if I already have glasses? Am I allowed to wear print because minimalism is more about wearing white and looking like you're part of a cult? Piercings are entirely superfluous. Is that something I can have? What about tattoos? Or that bike frame that I hang on my wall that has sentimental value, but I don't use it? I love playing music, but do I really need to play both drums, the most inconvenient instrument next to the pipe organ, and bass guitar? The way I was able to figure out how much stuff was enough in my life was by paring down to a pretty extreme, being surprised at how little I actually need, and then getting back stuff that's a higher quality as I needed it. And I admit that not everybody has the opportunity to do this, but another way you could figure out how much is enough without being super extreme is by putting stuff that you don't use, that you don't like using, that you didn't even know you had, away in a closet, in a luggage suitcase or whatever, and then only taking out stuff as you need it or miss it. There's a very fine line of figuring out how much is enough, but not crossing the line into how much is too much. And then there's living with other people's stuff. Now, being a minimalist isn't all about paring down your possessions to fit inside your belly button, but it's more about keeping only the things that add value to your life and make you happy. It just turns out for most people that's not actually a lot of stuff. So after a minimalist goes through the process of decluttering, it's easy to start pushing these cultish beliefs onto other people and to start wanting to declutter on their behalf. But that's just the easiest way to make people resent you and the fact that you've pared down your possessions. The best thing to do is respect people's boundaries. Funny how that works. If you're gonna live with other people, they might not be minimalist. They might leave a mug on the coffee table every now and then, but that's just life. You have to deal with other people, and it makes you a better person. Something that's particularly annoying as a minimalist in the modern age is our threshold for the quality of stuff that we have goes way up once we have less things. We have less things, but we tend to have better things. And that's a problem because most stuff that's being made is garbage. Shopping for really good quality stuff becomes a Herculean, near impossible task when everything around is junk. After fully committing to minimalism, I've found that I just hate shopping now. Even stuff that's supposed to be high quality has ended up being junk in my experience. Like, I've had these bougie $20 pair of wool socks that are guaranteed for life, and the company does actually honor their warranty where they'll replace your socks. Okay, so I'm gonna rant about socks now. This is where the video's at. Where they'll replace your socks if there's any issues with them, no questions asked, no proof of purchase. Just send the socks to them and they'll send you some in return. They're made in the USA, and even their branding is about how tough and how long lasting the socks are. These socks are the shortest lasting socks that I have ever used in my life. I can get less than 30 wears out of a pair of these socks before they develop holes in the heels. And yeah, the company, they're great about replacing the socks, but I'm not trying to be a pen pal with a sock company sending stinky, dirty hole socks back and forth. I just want to buy something and it lasts. And that is extremely hard to find now, and you become very picky and you learn to hate shopping, which the silver lining there is you save money. And you have to say no to gifts. And for some people, giving gifts is their greatest joy in life. One time, my mom saw that I was drinking instant coffee and she found it low class and sad that her son was so poor. So that same Christmas, she bought me a small Keurig machine that can make slightly better than instant coffee. While it was a really thoughtful gift, and while I do love my mom very much, I had to tell her that I could not accept her gift because it's something that I didn't want to use because I was actually trying to quit caffeine. And we had the conversation that I'm a really hard person to buy gifts for because I'm so picky. And I told her, just don't buy gifts for me because just spending time with you is enough. I wasn't that cheesy to her, but that was the sentiment. And it often comes up with my friends and family that, hey, if you want to buy me a gift, make it consumable. Make it something that I'll actually use, or better yet, actually eat. Because it's really difficult accepting gifts that I don't want just to not hurt the person's feelings. It's really difficult to keep those gifts, the ones that don't bring me joy, because I feel guilty about giving it away, and it's difficult to keep it because I like having less stuff because it just makes my life easier. I hate having stuff, and luckily I'm at the point in my life where everybody pretty much knows not to buy me gifts and not to give me stuff, and that I hate having stuff. But these are difficult conversations that you have to have with your loved ones. So if you've tried being a minimalist and decided it wasn't for you, let me know in the comments. Or if you are a minimalist and you've gone through some other difficulties, let me know those in the comments too.